Jaeger! Oh, yeah, Jaeger!
Oh boy, you're a good pup.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's go find this deer. Look there, Jaeger. Congratulations to the hunter.
We would never have found this deer without Jaeger. Phenomenal track.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Jaeger Tracks. I'm Damon, this is Jaeger. And on this one, we get to talk about a personal hunt and a big accomplishment, which was our first time going elk hunting out west. So I've been wanting to get Jaeger onto an elk. The scent's a little different than deer. They don't have interdigital gland. They kind of have an overwhelming scent of their own. Didn't know how he'd do, and I just like introducing him to new species. So he got to go with me in my personal archery elk hunt. And while I was planning on it being more of training track scenarios, ended up using them for a little more than maybe we wanted. Now I took a frontal, a thoracic shot on a bull myself. This was a personal hunt, and it's about a football-sized target you have there. We were kind of pinned up on the side of this mountain. We knew if he came in, he'd be right on the elk trail that we were on, and sure enough, he came in, took the shot, and he kind of broke down off the face of this mountain, ran down the mountain, and then about 10 minutes later, we could see that he had already crossed the valley and was kind of slowly working up this other face and disappeared in some oak brush. Now, we glassed for a while, never saw him leave that oak brush, so we had a pretty good idea that he was there, just didn't know exactly where. So, waited a couple hours, headed down the mountain, and sure enough, as we were going down, there was a lot of blood. And those shots can bleed a lot, even if you're off, though, and you hit low brisket, they can bleed a lot. But as we moved down the face, blood continued steadily, but as soon as we hit that valley and that elk's neck came up, all the, gravity's helping on the way down, now his neck comes up and blood's kind of moving back into the chest cavity and all the blood went away. So I'll put a graphic up on the screen now, which kind of shows the trajectory of my arrow and where it hit. There's a couple angles there, but the next elk was a little forward. It went in, and there's a lot of arteries and veins that come out of that thoracic opening before you get to heart and get to lungs. So we had a suspicion, hey, let's just let the dog do some work. Let's let him get a training track in. So we backed out in 2 hours. About 2 hours had transpired. I went and got Jaeger. And normally I would take him right to the hit site, right to the start. But in this case, we're up around 10,000 feet. It was hot. It was windy. I knew if I took him up to that altitude where we had actually shot it, he'd just be blown out. So I decided that we'd start kind of in the valley where we knew we crossed and headed up the face. And there was a big thistle patch down there, and he didn't like it very much. And turns out he was getting a lot of burrs in his feet and then his tongue and his face. So that's why he didn't like it. But he's kind of worked his way around it, and then eventually got into the oak brush and started acting and showing me sign like he was on the elk. And just in his body language, his tail wags. Well, after a little while of working through there, next thing I know, we come up on an elk, a carcass. It looked like a mountain lion kill of some sort, of a calf. Had been there for a little while, so oh no, we don't want that. And then after a little more searching, then he actually found a freshly killed squirrel of all things. That was a pretty random thing to find in the woods. And then a little more grid searching, we were able to then, the guide was able to spot a little bit of blood, got Jaeger back on the scent, and then boom, zigzag, bing, bam, and there was the elk, and you can hear a lot of relief in my voice. So this was a great accomplishment. It was a good track, good to see him get to work a little bit on an elk, and always good to bring home 160 pounds of a good processed meat in the cooler. So good boy, Jaeger. Good recovery on that elk, and hope you enjoy the video.
Here we go.
I'm gonna try to find an elk.
looked up there a few times. He doesn't like these things. Sure. Hold that. Let's let these guys come. Okay. That's where he was headed. Let's see where he goes. I haven't seen any sign, but no. Shit. No, that's not what we're looking for. That's not what we're after. Down the carcass. Come on. That's not what we're after. Yeah, come on. Come on. Here, here. Look. Smell that? Did you walk around up here? He's wanting to loop back. Good boy, Jaeger. Good boy, Jaeger. Good boy. There he is. There he is, guys. There he is. Ha! Jaeger!
Bam.
Ty.
That was easy. But now we found him.
Thanks, buddy. Now we can celebrate. Jaeger! Oh, buddy.
You were right next to him. Yeah.
Tracking team effort.
Here we go.
Jaeger, pal.
A man and his dog.
You're a good boy. You're a real good boy. That's your first elk. And it's my first elk. And Jaeger is claiming an elk. I've been meaning to get an archery elk for a while and just hasn't panned out. And finally today we had some action and had a bull run in, and it's a risky shot that I took, and I kind of knew it, but it was what we were given, and I took the thoracic shot. And he drove down off a mountain across the valley, and we watched him walk up a hillside, and we didn't see him come out, so we thought he might be dead in here, but we weren't sure. And we waited a few hours and got Jaeger Tracks, and so we came down and we followed blood until the bottom and lost blood there, so decided to just leave and go get Jaeger. And I was relieved to have him. He kind of was figuring out there was a lot of elk trails at the bottom, and he kept losing it, and we kind of reset him on where we thought the elk went, and he was acting like he smelled something, and he actually found a dead carcass of what looks like an elk calf. And then we found a freshly killed squirrel of all things. And then luckily, tracking's a team effort, and one of the guys following saw a little bit of blood, and we were able to reset him again. And then he took us right up here to my first archery bull. Thank you very much, Mr. Bull. Thank you, pal. You fucking that look dry? Good boy.